Orofacial cleft is one of the commonest congenital abnormalities which impacts negatively on the life of the individual and to a large extent affects the family. Let's do a Google search on orofacial clefts. This search shows that it affects either or both the roof of the mouth and the lip of the individual. This is how a normal human face forms in the womb. This is how the cleft forms. And surgical interventions to repair the splits. How a cleft lip or palate forms. During the first 6 to 10 weeks of pregnancy, the bones and tissues of the baby's upper jaw, nose, and mouth normally come together to form the roof of the mouth and the upper lip. A cleft happens when parts of the lip and mouth do not completely fuse together. A cleft lip may just look like a small opening on the edge of the lip, or it could extend into the nose. It may also extend into the gums. A cleft palate can vary in size. It could affect just the soft palate, which is near the back of the throat, or it could also make a hole in the hard palate towards the front of the mouth. Orofacial clefts affects 1 in every 700 live births worldwide. There is clearly a need for surgeons to attend to this large number. It is to this great task that our cleft surgeon has emerged. Professor Wasiu Lanre Adeyemo has gradually amassed the skill to restructure the problem and reveal a solution. Professor Wasiu Lanre Adeyemo has done extensive research on cleft lip and cleft palate, from surgical interventions to the genome side of things. A brief search online will reveal a series of works that Professor Wasiu Lanre Adeyemo has done.
Adeyemo from Oral Maxillofacial Clinic in Luz. Professor Adeyemo is an approachable, disciplined and honest man, highly professional and very jovial as well. So jovial that sometimes I wonder how he's able to merge professionalism with being himself. And yes, I have known him for 8 years and he's a consultant in the clinic that I major, and I've been able to work with him on many platforms, which I appreciate. The remarkable moment I have with him was at his office. I went to seek some advice on him on some steps to take as regards academic issue that will also help in my career. And I was really surprised at the amount of attention that he gave to me. He gave me so much time. He took his time to explain everything, and I was really thrilled. And yes, on this day, on behalf of all the dental nurses in Luz, and also on behalf of my colleague in Oral Maxillofacial Surgery, Mrs. Elufowaju, we want to wish Professor Adeyemo all the success in all ramifications, every beautiful thing that he wished for, and just to tell him that this is just the beginning of a new thing.
My name is Inauguarl. I'm a colleague of Professor Adeyemo. I met him almost 2 decades ago when I came for the residency, and we have been friends since then. Or you can see more like brother and sister. Professor Adeyemo is a fantastic human being. He has no pretenses at all. He's down to earth and he's very frank. In terms of work ethics, he's a workaholic. I wonder how he's able to pack so much into 24 hours. Sometimes I think he has more than 24 hours to work with. He's a down-to-earth person, like I said, and if he sees opportunities, he's not a selfish person. He looks for people who can actually utilize the opportunities that he comes across every time.
My name is Professor Wasiu It gives me great pleasure to be able to talk about Professor Lanre Adeyemo. Professor Lanre Adeyemo is a close collaborator, and before he became a collaborator, he was like a teacher and a brother. I first knew Professor Adeyemo in 1999 when he was a resident and I was in dental school, my penultimate year as a dental student, and immediately I identified him as a mentor and I started working with him. And our relationship continued since then, and while he was in Germany, we kept in touch, and fortunately for me, I went out of the country for my postgraduate studies, a PhD in Scotland, and one of the first people I contacted about my project was Professor Adeyemo, because I respected his academic pursuit and his zeal, so I wanted to get some advice from him. And that discussion in 2005 led to the first nationwide project for cleft and palate in Nigeria Craniofacial Anomalies Research Project, which is called Nigeria CRAN. And Nigeria CRAN started on the 1st of September 2006, and Professor Adeyemo was the first collaborator I identified and signed on to that project. And that project is still on till today, and this is the 11th year, and it has been very productive. So that's one example of what my relationship with him has led to. In addition to that, we've been able to do so many things. We've published over 25 papers together. We've established multiple projects. We have 3 signature projects. We've even moved from Nigeria CRAN to African. What people don't know about Professor Adeyemo is this. He's a very straightforward person. What you decide to work with him and whatever you have as an agreement, he makes sure that he works on it to the latter. Professor Adeyemo is seen by so many people as being very tough, but he's very tough on principle because, again, if people don't know you for something, they will know you for everything and they won't respect you. So if he decides to do A and he's known to do A, he's going to do A until you appreciate that, and he works with people. He's a bridge builder. And through our project, Professor Adeyemo and I have been able to work with over 11 countries around the world. And he's been to my lab in Iowa and we've worked together. So I cannot emphasize the fact that he's a wonderful collaborator, and to be successful in collaboration, you have to have the ability to interact with people. So you won't be surprised to see many people come around him, even during this time of the inaugural, because he's a people's person, and he has been identified as a great mentor by so many people that I've come across. And one experience I've had with him was when we went to England to defend our Wellcome Trust budget grant application in 2012. It was a challenging moment, but he was faithful to the process because it was challenging because it was a new field for him as a surgeon, while it was also a new field for me as a dental surgeon and a human geneticist. But through collaboration, we were able to pull that interview together. We faced 6 experts from around the world, and we were able to share with them what a developing country is aspiring to do in terms of cleft lip and palate genetics research. That was a turning point in our relationship, and Professor Adeyemo came through. An example of some of the things that has led to those publications is the DNA samples that we collect from Africa. Now, these samples appear to many as saliva. However, within this saliva, the unit of life is the DNA, and that's where we identify genetic variations in humans. And in collaboration with him and 10 others, we were able to publish the first genetic study for non-syndromic cleft in the African population in 2011. Now, in 2015, we were also able to conduct the first genome-wide study for clefting in African population. And just 2 months ago, we were funded for the first whole genome sequencing for clefting and any disease in Africa. So, as you see these as saliva samples, they are not just saliva samples, they contain DNA that has been used to identify what could lead to clefting. And our research is ongoing, and we hope that kids that are yet unborn will benefit from the outcome of our research. Thank you.
I'm a colleague and friend and sister of Professor Prof Wasiu Adeyemo, who is delivering his inaugural lecture. I've known him for almost 20 years now, and I'm a family friend as well.
My name is Dr. Charles Angunobi. I'm a professor in the Department of Anatomic and Molecular Pathology, College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Professor Adeyemo has been a very close friend of mine. I have known him for 17 years, if not more, and I can describe him as a warm, dedicated, intelligent maxillofacial surgeon.
I know him to be a hardworking person.
And he's also a keen researcher with a clear, logical mind and a drive to see things through to his completion. He has published many works, and I've also done some with him.
A very excellent researcher with over 100 publications to his credit.
Also add that Larry is a very dedicated and focused researcher, a researcher with purpose. He has attracted grants, both from abroad and from within. This is very verifiable. He has attracted grants to the college and the university, and I salute him for that. I'm proud of him. He's a young man I can always be proud to be identified with.
Professor Adeyemo is a role model to most of us, the resident doctors, and has been an advocate of evidence-based medicine, which is the way to go now in clinical practice. And working relationship, we've had a very good working relationship, friendly atmosphere, and always eager to teach. And we as residents are also eager to learn from him. And talking about his mentorship. A lot of resident doctors have benefited from his wealth of experience.
He had distinguished himself in the area of genetics of orofacial clefts, and most of his work are very unique, especially because there are rare findings in this part of the world. He's very hardworking. You give him any assignment, he does it to the fullest, and has very good interpersonal relationship with people. In the Muslim community here in Louth, he has played a very significant role.
I'm Mr. Adada Rotimi Williams, Assistant Director of Nursing Services, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. I'm a perioperative nurse in charge of operating theaters in Louth, and I've been in charge for quite some time, more than 10 years now. I've been working with different surgeons, professors, and from my experience, one of them is Professor Adeyemo. Professor Adeyemo has been around for quite some time. Right away from the time of the residency program, I was the suite manager when he started his residency program. He started when Professor Ogunlewe too was in the unit, and Professor Akewande. Since that time, I've known him to be a cool-headed, promising surgeon. He's unassuming, and he does his job competently well. He has his way to go around the nurses. He's a friend of the nurses, so there's just nothing he wants from the nursing environment that he will not get. Because of his relationship with us, we all like him, and his academic prowess too is something to be emulated by the young ones. He finished his residency program and then passed well, and then has undergone some trainings, and then now he's a professor in oral and maxillofacial surgery. I wish him well, like his other colleagues, but I just want the younger generation to emulate him. He has been in the vanguard of Louth must move on. We have been on it together, and he moves mountains wherever he wants to go, wherever he wants to go. He doesn't look down on anybody. He will have cause to be moving from one office to other to get things done together. He never look at his post. I'm a professor, I don't want to relate with nobody, relate with all rank and file of member of staff here. And I'm not having that doubt. That is why he's chosen as one of the deputy chairman, medical advisory committee. And I know he's definitely going to go places in the medical environment. And I wish him well. Now that he's presenting his inaugural, he has paid his due to the University of Lagos, and I'm sure he's definitely going to put that such dues due to Lagos University Teaching Hospital. He still continues as our surgeon. He's a young, unassuming professor, and I know he will still continue to give his service to humanity. And I wish him well in all his endeavor and his family as well. Thank you.
Dr. Olutayo James. I'm a consultant maxillofacial surgeon, Lagos University Hospital. I'm also a senior lecturer with the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. So I've known Professor Adeyemo for the past 25 years. if not more than that. We have been together since our undergraduate days in the same class, and since then we have virtually been together. We did our residency training in Lut. He started before me, and later I joined him. And when he finished, he joined the college, and I later came back to meet him in the college. So virtually we have been together, and we have been working together, and we have been in very close association with each other. He's a very good friend, he's a very good colleague, and I've learned so much from his life. So whatsoever you see of him today is actually as a result of hard work. And with the hard work, he also has very good relationship with colleagues, with friends. Most of the time when we are working together, he usually challenge me. This is where I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm supposed to do. And through him, I've gotten so many opportunities, both in my career and in life generally. So we have a research group that work together. He started his research group, and I joined him there when I came to Unilag, and we have been working together on so many projects. He initiated the project, and he gave us the guideline, and we work together. He followed through what to do, and at the end of the day, it's always been a success story. So Professor Adeyemo is actually a great individual, and is somebody that deserves to be a position of honor where everybody is seeing him today. All what to see him doing is a result of hard work, and what I can say about him is I wish him great star future. I wish him more higher ground.
My name is Engineer Ogunkeye Olushala Olasami. I am the Assistant Director Engineering Services here in Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and also the Head of Department of Engineering Department. I've known Professor Wasiu Lanre Adeyemo for the past 18 years. As somebody who is very disciplined, dedicated to duty, and always punctual at any meeting, either called by management or even the meeting that he shares as a chairman. He loves the engineering department so much. And the reason why he loves engineering so much is that the wife, who is also a doctor here, happened to be a daughter of one of the retired engineers here. So I think that's the reason why he's showing much dedication, show much attention to engineering department. Anytime we have any issue in the engineering department, we call upon him, and immediately he moves to action. And at the end of the day, we always have a record, success record indeed. At times, so we even call him a crisis manager, because when we're having issue with the medical student, because we are staying in the same compound, he comes immediately and resolve the issue, and both parties will go home amicably. So he's such a wonderful fellow. He's also security conscious. He knows everything, the security of the hospital, both in College of Medicine and also Lut.
He's a deputy CMAC, and he has been the chairman of Lut Security Committee.
Use this opportunity to congratulate him and wish him well in his research work, and also pray that sky is the limit. He will go places in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
I wish him, now that he has given his inaugural lecture, I just want to see him all these positions, because I know he can influence. He has that influential spirit to be able to influence the environment for good, people for good.
I want to wish him the best of luck, and I hope that he will not slow down, his research capabilities. I hope that he will continue to work the way he has always worked and continue to be a forthright person. I wish him the best in life.
On this occasion of his inaugural lecture, I wish him well. I'm very proud of him, and I pray that this will be the beginning of more successes. I wish the wife too success, and that the success of her husband will not impede her own success. Congratulations and barakallahu fi.
I thank God for the elevations, for his achievements so far in life, and I wish him more elevations in life. I pray that God continues to guide his future endeavors, and I also pray that he continues to enjoy God's guidance and abundant blessings from the Almighty. I wish him the best, and I congratulate him on this day of his inaugural. To God be the glory. Thank you.
I want to wish him good luck and to say congratulations to him again as on his inaugural, and I just want to pray for Allah's guidance and wish him all the best in life. Thank you.
I'm Professor Wasiu Lanre Adeyemo, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a professor of oral surgery. I'm also a consultant oral surgeon to the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Lagos, Nigeria. I trained as a dentist at the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. Graduated in 1995. In 1999, I started my residency training in oral surgery. That's between 1999 and 2004. Between 2003 and 2004, I was at the Vienna Medical School, Austria, for clinical training at the University of, at the Department of Craniomaxillofacial Surgery, University of Vienna Medical School. Immediately after my residency training, I also had clinical training at the University of Cologne, as well as where I did my PhD in 2006. And I graduated in 2006. And I resumed as a lecturer one at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, January 2006. And became a senior lecturer in 2007, associate professor 2011, and a full professor in April 2015. A cleft lip and palate is a common congenital anomaly. When I say congenital, meaning that a child is born with it. And we see a lot of patients with that. In Nigeria, anywhere in the world, every 2.5 minutes, a child is born with cleft lip and palate. It's really very common. So it's about 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 700 live birth, even in Nigeria. It's based on our study, it's commoner than we actually even reported because of underassertment and as well as infanticide. So it's quite common. Like at least in our clinic, we see an average of 2 and 3 every week. Shows how common it is. We've seen over 1,000 in the last 10 years. We've operated over 600. And it's an area of research that I think before we venture into it on the study, and we started small, and we have a lot of data. We have the number of, in terms of what we've done in the last 10 years, we have the largest number of publications in Nigeria and probably in Africa. And we have a lot of collaborators. We have been able to do many more research in cleft and palate basically because of funding. We had both local grants and international grants. Local grant provided by Central Research Committee of University of Lagos. They've really done wonderfully well. And also, we secured grant from National Institute of Health, National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, and Wellcome Trust, as well as the Lagos State Research Development Council. So we've enjoyed that. That's why we're able to actually really be able to. We have a lot of data that we have accumulated. We have more like a power bank. We have collaborators from universities, several universities in Nigeria, from University of Maiduguri, University of Sokoto. We have Lautech, Bumashaw. We have AKTH, Kano, and several others in Nigeria. Also, we have collaboration with universities in Ghana, with Ethiopia, Kenya. Then we have other collaboration across North America, South America, in UK, as Dundee today. So we'll be able to really expand our scope in terms of research, and that's so many people in my research, both local and international, and essentially in the area of oral muscular surgery. I've done a lot of some research in all subspecialties of oral muscular surgery. But in the last 10 years or 11 years, we've been focusing essentially on genetics and genomics of cleft and palate and craniofacial anomalies, and I have some training relating to that. I was a research scholar at the Murray and Botali Laboratory in US in 2015. So I also attended a workshop at the Jack's Laboratory in Maine, USA. So I also enrolled for a professional certificate in genetics and genomics at Stanford University, US, which I graduated in April 2017. So I've attended several workshops and clinical training as well as research training in genetics and genomics, generally and specifically in the area of cleft palate. So I'm working on many projects in genetics and genomics as well as correlating phenotype, facial phenotype, orofacial phenotype with genetics and genomics of cleft palate. Absolutely, there are challenges, especially in a developing country like ours. One of the greatest challenges that we have is funding. You can't do research, you can't do any meaningful research with out-of-pocket funding. So that was my initial constraint when I came in 2006. I came in with the intention of expanding my research, my PD research in implantology, but we need a lot of money, so unfortunately not available and not yet appreciated here. But luckily for me, we had a new grant, that treatment grant by Smile Train, the coordinator, Professor Gulewe, and myself and other researchers. So we started treating patients with cleft and palate in Lut. So they serve as a good resource for us. So I met Professor Wasiu Lanre, who's present he used to be in Dundee, Scotland. He's present in the US. And through him, we got a lot of grants to actually advance our research in cleft and palate. And it's been very interesting. So we are able to get some local funding too from Central Research Committee of University of Lagos. We also got a grant from Lagos State Research Development Council, and that has been the one that has been. Other challenges are the usual thing in Nigeria, the electricity. So, but we've been able to find a way around that. We were able to get a generator, we were able to get inverter, and we are coping. So I think we were able to go through those challenges and achieve the little that we can achieve. I think that are my recommendations. Yes, like it is important. Cleft and palate is common. I think people don't have enough information about the causes, and we need actually go into town and do a lot of public enlightenment about the fact that it's cleft and palate is common and is amenable to surgical intervention, and the fact that in Lu we treat through the grants available through Smile Train organization, we can treat them free. I also want to advise the government. We do not have an idea of, we have done research, essentially hospital-based research, that shows that 0.5
in thousands, but we believe that in more than that. So the government really needs to spend a lot of money. You know, the very first thing, you know, the burden, what is the burden of the disease in Nigeria? We don't really know. We have an idea, we don't really know. So we need a big budget, which I hope that one day the government and NGO will fund, and we are ready to carry out the research. I cherish most. One is honesty of purpose, dedication to duty, hard work, and collaboration. So research is about collaboration. Whatever that we claim to have achieved wouldn't have been possible without collaboration. You need to collaborate. You can't really do much if you do things alone. In contemporary science and research, collaboration is the main thing. So you need to collaborate, and we have done that to the best of our ability. And another thing is that you need to spend on acquiring knowledge. So you need to spend, whether you are supported by government or not, because everything still binds onto you as an individual. So you need to spend a lot of money on upgrading yourself, and from there, people will know your value, and so many people that want to collaborate with you come. And I think that's what we have done in the last few years. And I think that's all. In terms of core value. Words of encouragement. The younger ones, I think Nigeria is tough, really. Especially in academia, as teachers and academicians and researchers. The fundings are not there, but there are still so many questions that are yet to be answered in black race, in Nigerians. So we as researchers, we should continue to collect data. You may not know, you may have somebody that will really be interested in your core area of interest and ready to collaborate with you. And you make sure that you attend local and international conferences, present, even if it is just epidemiology. People will see what you can, the data that is available within your vicinity, they want to collaborate with you. So acquire more knowledge. If you are a doctor, you have fellowship, go for masters, go for PhD. No knowledge is wasted. There are so many things there are so many questions that we cannot answer based on the current arrangement that we have. We need to combine both clinical and basic research in answering so many questions. And I want to encourage the younger ones to do that. So have training in basic research, clinical research, combine the two. And most importantly, whatever that you are going to be essentially depends on God and essentially you. So nobody's going to, even in free time, nothing is free. You need to spend on acquiring knowledge. And once you do that, the sky is going to be, it's not going to be your limit. And there are challenges. You will face challenges, but you won't allow your challenges to define you. You know, break the barrier and move on. So that's fine. So this is my lab. This is where we do research lab essentially. We see our subject here, and we actually conducting research to correlate subphenotype of cleft, to correlate subphenotype of cleft with the genotype. We want to be able to predict what are the facial features that can actually predict the outcome of cleft in individuals. So this is essentially we're doing ultrasonography of the upper lip. We want to look at the cases of cleft and those with control, whether they have continuity of orbicularis muscle or not, and we analyze the two. So this is, we have a 3D camera. 3D camera would say take three-dimensional view of the face, and we look at anthropometry features of those with cleft and those without cleft, and see whether we can correlate with genotype. And this is also, that's the camera. This is an ordinary 2D camera. We take the lip, we look at the features. We're talking about lip print, and compare lip print, those with cleft and those without cleft, and correlate with the genotype. And this is where we use the video for the recording of the speech. So we want to look at the features of the speech features of those with cleft and those without cleft, and be able to analyze that. So on this laptop is actually the one that we use for the data, for the questionnaire, and it's online. So whatever we got, we get it, send it to Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh. And this research is being, the collaboration is between the University of Lagos, University of Iowa, and University of Iowa, US, and University of Pittsburgh, US. And the website is actually domiciled at University of Pittsburgh. So we collect the data real time, and the data is transferred via the internet. So that's essentially what we do. And we have two sets of subjects, those with cleft and their family, and those without cleft and their family. So then, of course, we collect sample for the genotype. We collect sample, saliva sample. This is a saliva sample, the subject, where we extract the DNA, and we do genotyping. This is a saliva sample. We extract the DNA, we do the genotyping, we do target sequencing. With this, we have done a genome-wide association study, which is a case control study on a larger scale. And we'll be starting on a new project that is whole genome sequencing. Look at the 6 billion nucleotides of individual with cleft and without cleft, and see if we can get some mutations that will predict cleft. So those mutation in those with cleft and palate. So that's essentially what we do now. Apart from all that clinical studies, I'm a surgeon. Also, the patient with the cleft and palate, I operate on them. Okay, my recommendation, there is a need for us to have epidemiology of orofacial cleft in Nigeria. The one we have, population-based epidemiology study, the one we have is an hospital-based, which is not enough. We need to know the burden of orofacial cleft disease in Nigeria. So it's a big budget that the government has to fund, or we have NGO that can fund it. So we need to know. If we do not know the burden of the disease, definitely you can't know how to tackle the disease, so it is important. Genetics and genomics is, it's important that we are serious about it in terms of research, because Nigerians, Africans are different. Our genetic component is actually different from Asians and Americans and British, because this is where life begins. So we need to be serious about that by establishing a genomic research center in Nigeria. We can be across all the 6 geopolitical zones. Also, because of the burden of this disease, we really, like the zone in all parts of the world, there's a need for us to have a regional center of excellence, like you have for orthopedic surgery, like you have for ENT, like you have for eye diseases. We need to have regional center. So, and I also believe that the postgraduate training in Nigeria, there's a need for us to include, to make it a physician scientist program, so that we can combine clinical with a basic research. There are so many research questions that cannot be answered with present and language in postgraduate training. So if you have to answer so many questions, we need to combine, and it's the in thing all over the world, about the whole world. So I also encourage that we need to get busy as researchers, university researchers. It is important that we give people with PhD and fellowship grant, take-up grant, a minimum of $10,000 or $5 million naira, whichever one is higher, for the next 3 years in Accra. So it's going to really expand their horizon in research, and people will know, people will be focused and be serious about research. You can't do research with out-of-pocket funding. It is not going to work. It has never worked elsewhere. So it is important. It is like you have a researcher, you employ a researcher, and you don't give them funding. Or a soldier to go to war without guns, without weapons. So that's what we need to do. Not giving researchers enough funds to carry out research. It's like getting policemen to go and quench a riot without any weapons. Research funding is like if you do not provide fund for researchers, it's like you're asking a soldier man to go to war without weapon. Responsibility and authority is just like you give somebody a responsibility, you must attach the authority to perform that function. You give a soldier the responsibility of to go and quench a riot. That is the responsibility, but the authority is to provide the weapon. So that's for researchers. To give them the responsibility of being a researcher, you have to provide that authority. The authority is the funding. And with the funding, I can assure you that the reason why the US and other big countries are ruling the world is purely because of research, and it's because the research are well funded. We need research to be funded. It has to be provided by the institutions, and it has to be provided by government. So thank you very much.